We have two Canadian teenagers in the semi-finals, but they face stiff competition in the defending champion and the GOAT. Roger Federer at the 2019 Australian Open. Photo Roberto Dell'Olivo. It was just 2 weeks ago in Indian Wells where another Canadian teenager, Bianca Andreescu, won the women's title. Can Denis Shapovalov or Felix Auger Aliassime replicate that feat? The women's doubles semi-finals will also be played on Friday, with two very different matchups. One features 2 of the top 8 teams in the world, while the other 4 of the top singles players in the world. And as an added bonus, the men's doubles semi-finals were rained out yesterday, and have been added to Friday's order of play. Today's doubles matches include some singles players you rarely see in the doubles draws. Roger Federer, 4, vs. Denis Shapovalov, 20. Embed from Getty Images. This will be the first career meeting between the 20-time major champion and the teen sensation nearly half his age. It certainly won't be the first time Federer will look across the net and see a lefty with a crushing forehand. Roger has won with more ease in each match as he's progressed through this draw. Shapovalov has faced a trickier draw, and a tougher time advancing to this semifinal. As Steph Trudel highlighted on Twitter, Denis has 3 times had to come back from a set down over the past week. The 19-year-old is not new to playing a Masters 1000 semifinal, as this is his 3rd time competing on this stage. Of course, the tennis world was first introduced to him in the summer of 2017, when he upset Juan Martín del Potro and Rafael Nadal on his way to the Rogers Cup semifinal in his home country. And just last May in Madrid, he advanced to the semis on clay. On both of those occasions, he lost in the semifinals to Sasha Zverev. Facing a man with 100 career titles is not exactly an easy draw either. But Denis has a real shot at upsetting the living legend. He's shown us before he does not shy away when on the court with all-time greats, and his aggressive style paired with his lefty strokes give him a legitimate chance. However, it's hard not to tip Federer as the favorite, especially given his 13 hard court wins over the past 5 weeks. John Isner, 7, vs. Felix Auger Aliassime, Q. Embed from Getty Images. The 2018 champion is on a 10-match winning streak in Miami, and now plays a newcomer to this stage of Masters 1000 events who is 15 years his junior. As per the ATP, the 18-year-old Canadian is the youngest Miami Open semi-finalist ever, and the 3rd youngest Masters 1000 event semi-finalist. He's already won 7 matches in Miami over the past 2 weeks, including 2 rounds of qualifying. Felix hasn't dropped a set in his last 3 matches, 2 of which were victories over top 20 players. He'll already move up 24 spots in the rankings with this semi-final appearance, and would move all the way into the top 20 with a win today. Isner meanwhile needs a win today to keep himself in the top 10. The 33-year-old American has slowly been building momentum since a rough few months, when he went on a 6-match losing streak between October and January. Isner now has 12 wins on American hard courts over the past 2 months. He's easily advanced to his 2nd consecutive semifinal in Miami, at least by Isner standards. He's taken all 4 of his matches in straight sets, though 7 of those 8 sets were decided by a tiebreak. With Auger Aliassime also having a strong serve, I have a feeling we're in for a few more tiebreaks today. That's advantage Isner based on the past week's results. Other notable matches on day 12. Embed from Getty Images. Australian Open champions Sam Stosur and Xu Weidong, 6, vs. 2019's number 1 team, Hao Qingchen and Letitia Chan, 8. Indian Wells champions Elise Mertens and Aryna Sabalenka vs. Wildcards Victoria Azarenka and Ash Barty. The best men's team in the world, Łukasz Kubot and Marcelo Melo, 1, vs. the best men's team of all time, Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan, 3. The regular doubles pairing of Ivan Dodig and Edouard Roger Vasselin vs. the new pairing of Wesley Koolhof and Stefanos Tsitsipas. The 20-year-old Greek now ranked inside the top 10 in singles. The world number 7 will be targeting her second title of 2019 on Saturday. Karolina Pliskova, photo by Chrysaline Caio, copyright at Sport Vision. Czech number 1 Karolina Pliskova is a win away from the biggest title of her career at the Miami Open after scoring a straight sets win over Simona Halep. An outcome that has also breathed a sigh of relief for world number 1 Naomi Osaka. Pliskova required just under 80 minutes to defeat Halep 7-5, 6-1, during a match that was interrupted by rain delays. The encounter wasn't entirely straightforward for the world number 7, who dropped serve twice during the opening set. Nevertheless, as the match progressed, Pliskova proved to be the more consistent of the two, winning 5 games in a row during set number 2 en route to the victory. In total, Pliskova produced 23 winners to 16 unforced errors. "I think I played great the second set. Of course I think Halep could maybe do a little bit better," she said. Maybe she was of course frustrated about the first set where it didn't really go her way. "I played some good shots, and it turned after the break. But yeah, that's how it is, and I'm happy with my level." The 27-year-old is guided on the tour by 2 former pros who have both enjoyed success during their careers. Conchita Martinez is the 1994 Wimbledon champion and Renee Stubbs is a 3-time Grand Slam champion in the doubles. Under their influence, Pliskova has enjoyed a strong start to 2019. Miami is the 4th consecutive tournament where she has reached the quarterfinals or better. "Of course the confidence, it helps so much," said Pliskova. "You know, when you win a couple matches, then you just see the ball, you know, without even practicing or without even thinking about it. So yeah, I think it all is because of the matches." Pliskova's latest triumph means that 2-time Grand Slam champion Osaka will retain her number 1 position next week. A title that could have been snatched by Halep if she progressed to the final in Miami. As for Pliskova, she could rise to as high as number 2 if she wins the title on Saturday. Standing in the way of her first-ever Premier Mandatory title will be Ash Barty. The 22-year-old Australian has secured her debut in the world's top 10 next week following her run in Miami. On Thursday she dropped only 6 games during her 6-3, 6-3 win over Anett Kontaveit, becoming the first player from her country, man or woman, to reach the final of the tournament. "We have had a few really good matches in the past," Barty said of facing Pliskova. "I could split pretty evenly, actually. I played her most recently in the US Open in another big match. There wasn't much in that either. I think either way I get to go out there and try and play my brand of tennis, which is probably the most important thing for either matchup." The women's final will take place on Saturday. At stake will be 1,000 ranking points for the winner, as well as $1,354,010 in prize money. It will be a clash between the veteran and the rising star in the semifinals of the Miami Open. Roger Federer, photo by Chrysaline Caio, copyright at Sport Vision. On a day where the rain wreaked havoc, Roger Federer kept his momentum going with a straightforward 6-4, 6-0 win over Kevin Anderson. The 20-time Grand Slam champion took to the court much later than expected due to Mother Nature, but experienced little difficulty throughout his quarterfinal match. Taking on Anderson, who recently missed 9 weeks of the tour due to an elbow injury, Federer broke his opponent 5 times as he claimed 80% of his first service points, avenging his loss to the South African at last year's Wimbledon Championships. "I played a really solid first set and got a good read on his serve," said Federer. "It was tough because I know he keeps going and if you get passive you need to come up with a good passing shot. Maybe I got a bit lucky at the end, but I am just pleased to get through." Federer has progressed to the semifinals of a Masters tournament for the 65th time in his career. Awaiting him will be rising star Denis Shapovalov, who was born 6 months after Federer scored his first win on the ATP Tour at the 1998 Grand Prix de Tennis de Toulouse. Shapovalov battled back from a set down to defeat Francis Tiafoe 6-7, 5, 6-4, 6-2. Reaching the last four of a Masters event for only the third time in his career. The upcoming match will be the clash of the generations. Federer is 18 years older than Shapovalov and have played in 68 more Grand Slam tournaments. Despite the disparity, the seemingly ageless world number 5 is relishing the challenge. It doesn't feel that different to when I played Rafa when he was super young, or anybody. Any teenager you play, once I think you're 23, feels different to playing anybody else, because you know they come out there and they might not know all the plays down to the T yet, but they don't have to, because they just free swing sometimes, and that makes it particularly dangerous. Federer explained during his post-match press conference. Whilst the two are yet to lock horns on the court, Federer is already fully aware of the Canadian's potential. The two have previously practiced together with Shapovalov, leaving a good impression on the former world number 1. "I think he warmed me up for a match in Toronto," he recounted. "He might have been 16, 17, and similar to today, he was just hitting big. I was like, wow, it's unbelievable. How old is he? How good is he gonna get? He was very impressive. Same with the serve. He has that beautiful swinger going. It just felt like he belonged there." The Federer effect embed from Getty Images. Shapovalov is currently ranked 23rd in the world, but he is set to crack the top 20 next week following his run in Miami. The 19-year-old is yet to win an ATP title, but he is the second youngest top 100 player after compatriot Felix Auger Aliassime. Auger Aliassime will play John Isner in the other Miami semifinal. "In terms of playing Roger, it's definitely a matchup I have been looking forward to, I think, my whole life," Shapovalov said. "It's going to be a dream come true to play him in such a big event over here, and the stakes are so high. Semi-final match of a Masters 1000 against your idol. It's just a dream come true." Growing up, Shapovalov said the 37-year-old was one of the players that he would mold his tennis after. Citing the one-handed backhand of the Swiss player as one of his biggest inspirations. "I was always looking at his backhand, the way he hits it. I always tried to kind of copy him. Really just build my game and play like he does," the world number 23 explained. "Aggressive, coming in. He was always not afraid to kind of go for his shots and close the point at the net. I feel like that just watching him do that so much kind of built my personality on the court, and I try to do the same." Federer isn't the only one who inspired the rising star. Shapovalov also said he used to study Novak Djokovic's return game and Rafael Nadal's fighting spirit. "I feel like those three guys have helped me learn so much in the game. It's three great guys to kind of look up to when you're young," he concluded. Federer will play Shapovalov in Miami on Friday. Polanski suffered a 3-set defeat to Andrei Rublev in the qualifying round, but is the first lucky loser of the tournament, benefiting from Thanasi Kokinaki's misfortune. Zimbio.com. The full draw for Australian Open is finally out, with the places marked qualifiers finally filled. At the time the draw was made, the final round of qualifying had not been completed, therefore places were marked qualifiers until such players' identities could be determined. Q. Andrei Rublev vs Nhsun Lu Malik Jaziri vs Q. Gosoeda. Q. Alexander Bublik vs 16. Lucas Pouille. Thomas Berdych vs Q. Luca Vanni. Q. Bjorn Fratangelo vs Q. Noah Rubin. Q. Jurgen Melzer vs 17. Roger Federer. 26. Albert Ramos Vinolas vs Q. Lucas Lacko. Q. Thomas Fabiano vs Donald Young. Q. Francis Tiafoe vs Mikhail Kukushkin. Yoshihito Nishioka vs Q. Alex Bolt. Daniil Medvedev vs Q. Ernesto Escobedo. Dmitry Tursunov vs Q. Radek Stepanek. Q. Riley Opelka vs 11. David Goffin. Q. Blake Mott vs 18. Richard Gasquet. 30. Pablo Carreno Busta vs LL Peter Polanski. Denis Istomin vs Q. Ivan Dodig. Polanski has made the main draw despite losing to Andrei Rublev in the qualifying round. Kokkinakis was forced to withdraw following an abdominal injury.